Continuing to solve quadratics, we found some troubles with like graphing that method. It didn't always come out to be whole numbers. It was hard to tell what the solution was. We did complete the square, and that worked okay on some of them, but now we're going to use what's called the quadratic formula, and this will work on any quadratic that you get in this form. Oops, sorry, forgot to hit my pencil. So it needs to be in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, so we do need to set it equal to 0. And this is the quadratic formula right here, then x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So it's kind of a big formula, but you just have to put them in there and then go through the math. Be careful in your arithmetic, and calculator will help you with that, and you should get it. So using this one right here, x equals negative b. So what is b here? It's negative 2, so I have minus negative 2, or the opposite of negative 2, plus or minus the square root of b squared would again be negative 2 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, and times c, which is negative 24. I actually like to leave some room here so I can do my simplifying right there. On the bottom, it's 2 over 1, and please don't forget the bottom. So I'm going to start simplifying inside my square root. So negative 2 squared is positive 4 minus, well, minus negative, this is going to become plus. So this is going to give me 96. So what do I get under here? I get 100. So now I can take the square root of that and get 10. So my problem now really is opposite of negative 2 is 2 plus or minus, I'm in the room already, 2 plus or minus, square root of 100 was 10, all over 2. So 2 plus 10 is 12 over 2, which equals 6, and 2 minus 10 is negative 8 over 2, which equals negative 4. So we get for an answer negative 4 and 6 as our two answers. So a lot of arithmetic, but we get to the answer, and to me it's better than doing the graphing. Okay, let's try another one. Again, you'll probably want to write the quadratic formula at the top of your paper or something until you learn it. So negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So the first thing I do need to do here is get it set equal to 0. 24x squared minus 14x minus 6 equals 0. And if I wanted to, I probably could factor out a 2. They all have a 2 in common, and then have smaller numbers, but it's not really necessary. So the opposite of negative 14, which is my b, plus or minus the square root of negative 14 squared minus 4 times a, which in this case is 24, times c, which in this case is negative 6, all over 2 times, oops, I almost put a, 24. So negative 14 squared is 196, minus negative becomes plus, and I do all the multiplication there, I get 576. Add those together, and I get 772. So that's what I need to take the square root of. We will be rounding square roots to the nearest tenth, so when I take the square root of 772, I get 27.8. So my problem is really 14 plus or minus 27.8 all over 48. So again, just do the math. 14 plus 27.8, what would that be? 0.8, 1, 31.8. And if you divide that by 48, you're going to get 0.9. I think that's the right one. And 14 minus 27.8 would be negative 13.8 divided by that, and you will get negative 0.3. So x equals these two answers here. So again, a lot of arithmetic, but the calculator will help you do it. Okay, this one's already set equal 0, so we're just going to put it in our formula. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared, so that's 5 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is 11, all over 2 times 3. 5 squared is 25, minus this time, we have to multiply all this, we're going to get 132. So you do that and you're going to get negative 107. What is the square root of negative 107? Well, you can't do that. There is no square root of a negative number like that. So this is an example of where there is no solution. So if you get a negative underneath the square root, there will not be a solution. And our last example. So again, it is already set equal to 0. So it's going to be negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 4 times negative 17 all over 2 times 4. So we have 4, and then it gets 2 negatives, make this plus, and this will be 272. Add them, you get 276. Take square root of 276, you're going to get 16.6. So negative 2 plus or minus 16.6 all over 96, I guess it will. Oh, that's 4. Where'd 48 come from? Not sure where that came from. 2 times 4 all over 8. Guess I multiplied them together before I wrote it. So negative 2 minus or plus 16.6 would be 14.6. Divide that by 8, you're going to get 1.8. And then negative 2 minus 16.6 would be negative 18.6. Divide it by 8 and you're going to get negative 2.3. So x equals these two answers. So it just takes a little time to go through and do the calculations.